Hebrew year of our Father is 5780. The Gregorian year, as we know it, the world system, this is the year 2020. Even though our year starts in spring, as Hebrew Israelites, even though our year starts in spring, when do our year start? In the springtime. And here it is, in the world system, it starts in January. It still brings on a shift.
Yes, it does.
Because there's movement. It still causes something to happen in the earth realm.
Yes.
Even though we are 8 months in, going on really 9 months, we are in the last quarter. Biblical history and where we are in the last days, and we are in the last quarter. In this decade, say decade, decade is 10 years.
Yes.
So we're going to go 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. A decade is an era. A decade is 10 years, but we're going into an era. We need to start paying attention to what the Most High is doing. Somebody say shift.
Shift.
There is a movement. Even though we saw 2020 through the Gregorian calendar come in, we understand that there was movement that will cause things to shift. We're in a different time. And in this era, it's going to cause us to understand spiritual things. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you got to understand spiritual things. Look at your other neighbor and say, other neighbor, how you doing? It's going to cause us to understand spiritual things because the world system is getting louder and louder.
Yes, it is.
And when we think about what is happening in the world system, we don't know if we're on the brink of war or not. Things are happening with Iran, and they're wondering if they're going to, retaliate against the United States and Israel, which Israel is a land, it's not a people. But also, we have to understand that the end time says there are going to be rumors of wars.
Yeah.
And we're there
Yeah.
right now. And we're not going to go into the last days, but we got to be very sensitive of what is happening in the natural as we see it, but also what is happening in the spirit.
Yeah.
Touch your bellies. So there's a lot happening.
There's a lot happening.
What I can see,
What I can see.
but there's a lot happening
There's a lot happening
in the spirit.
in the spirit.
It's going to take us to understand that we have to understand who we are, and that is spiritual.
Yes.
We will not be able to do things like we did from our head. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor,
Neighbor.
you can't do it from your head no more.
Can't do it no more.
I say no more.
No more.
You cannot do it from your head anymore. It's going to take us in this shift It is an alignment that's taking place. Say alignment.
Alignment.
That word alignment means arrangement in a straight line. I believe also there's some correction that's taking place. There's some correction that's taking place. The church right now is being corrected as we know it. There's some correction that's taking place in our own personal lives. We're realizing we can't do what we used to do anymore. We're feeling this sense that the Most High is real close. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, he is for real though. You're feeling that you can't do what you used to do, anything that's contrary to the word. You want to do it different. Say, I'm feeling that.
I'm feeling that.
Also, in this alignment, not only is there correction, but it's causing you to focus as you are disciplined. You don't want to do the same thing you did last year. You don't want to do the same thing you did yesterday. Say, I am growing.
I am growing.
Look at your other neighbor. Say, neighbor, we got to grow.
We gotta grow.
No more stagnation.
No more stagnation.
We have to move
We have to move
and shift.
and shift.
Shifting is a slight movement.
Yes.
There's a slight movement that we have to make in order to position ourselves where heaven and earth, us, we are straight. Look at your neighbor, say, we straight. He's causing us to walk on a narrow path. It's straight way. It's straight way. He's correcting us, he's rebuking us, and guess what? We're starting to rebuke ourselves. We're saying, you know what? No, you can't do that. Stop it. I'm going to practice this. Say, stop it.
Stop it.
Because our redemption is drawing near. And so if he's coming for a people that's without a spot, without a blemish, guess who got to get it right?
We do.
Huh?
We do.
We do. We got to fight for our own salvation with fear and trembling. We have to turn around and look at mom and them and say, mom and them, they might not have done it right. So we can't do what mom and them did. If you came from a dysfunctional family like I did. So you got to turn around to see what needs to be corrected. Say, I got to do it. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, you got to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you because in this year of 5780, there is responsibility and accountability that has come to your house. We can't continue to say, Lord, help me, Lord. Lord, help me, help me. Help me, Lord, help me. Help me, Lord, help me, help me, help me, Lord. Lord, help me. Oh, Lord, 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 help. That sounds good, didn't it? Lord, help. Help. With the ugly cry, help. And he waiting on us. We got to get up off our rusty destiny and get to moving. He's waiting on us. Why? Heaven has invaded our atmosphere. Everything is waiting on you. You cannot beg for finances. You can't even beg for healing. Because in this alignment, there is confidence. There is authority. Say, I'm not alone.
I'm not alone.
Say, I am not alone.
Not alone.
So in this era, in this decade, there is not only confidence, we got to know that we know.
Right.
We got to know that we know. Now we got to walk in a level of boldness, whereas on the inside out, and I heard several of the leaders tonight say, no more fear. Raise your hand. Say, I decree and declare
I decree and declare
a new level of assurance, a new level of confidence, a new level of boldness, a new level. And in that new level, that means I'm shifting.
Yes.
I'm shifting toward the Most High. I'm shifting with His Word. I'm shifting in His laws and His commandments. I am shifting to kingdom.
Yeah.
So we have to make the shift. Because if we don't make the shift, we will get sifted.
Yeah.
You have an adversary, you have an enemy that's on the inside of you.
Come on now.
We can't even talk about the enemy that's on the outside, because the first one that attacks you is yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Your head starts talking to you. You start worrying.
Right.
You start saying things that's contrary to the word.
Yeah.
You gotta make that correction, because in this hour, the enemy gonna use you against yourself. So we're bold.
We're bold.
So we're bold.
We're bold.
And we're taking this.
And we're taking it.
You know why? You have the ability to do it.
Yes.
You're not weak, you're strong. Your relationships don't make you weak. You just got the wrong relationships.
Come on. All right. That's true.
Sometimes we get hooked up with the wrong people.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes we were born into a family that we were innocent, but our family was against us. Raise your hand. Say, I got to know who I am.
Yeah. I know who I am.
You got to know.
Yeah.
If you got to go talk in the mirror every day and say, I am bold as a lion, I know who I am, and I ain't scared.
Yeah.
Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, you're my mirror right now. But I am telling you, I ain't scared.
I am sure.
We can't be. There's no fear. We fear to be me. There's a fear to be. What will people say? I can't do that. Oh, that ain't me. I'm going too deep now. We be against us. This battle might be one that I'm going to win. You have to look in the mirror and say, I am well able to take on this uncircumcised Philistine.
Yes.
I have everything it takes to take down this giant.
Yes.
Raise your hand and say, I'm blessed.
I'm blessed.
I'm not cursed.
I'm not cursed.
Every battle,
Every battle.
I win.
I win.
I triumph.
I triumph.
I take over.
I take over.
I advance.
I advance.
All I do is examine myself.
I gotta examine myself.
Say, I got to examine myself. I know people want to examine you, but you would get an attitude say you can't judge me, but people just trying to tell you the right thing. How about judge yourself?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to call a spade a spade. Say shift.
Shift.
So we got to change. Can't nobody do it for us.
Ain't nobody do it for us.
Say,
I am
shifting.
shifting.
We got to shift. And it's going to take discipline to do it. It's going to hurt a little bit. Just put it in mind. It hurts.
Yes.
But see, if we don't get it straight, we perpetrate the fraud.
Yeah.
Guess who we fooling?
Yeah.
Huh? We ain't fooling nobody but us. That's why we got to look in the mirror and call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Yeah.
The atmosphere don't want to know how beautiful or handsome you are, or if you got it going on. The atmosphere is looking on the inside of who you really are.
Yes.
The Most High is looking.
Yeah.
He said, I don't look at the outward appearance of man.
Yeah.
I look at your heart.
Yes.
They never know your heart. Sometimes people take your heart and just walk all over it. Y'all need to pick up your heart. Pick it up. Snatch your power back.
Yes.
Come on, raise your hand and snatch it back.
Yes.
It's time to just be.
Yeah.
Y'all look at me and say, ooh. But I'm more quiet than. More introverted than. I just get used to that I have to, help come up with conversations with people. So we just won't sit there and just not say nothing because I can. But it's okay. I can be. I want to be the best. But it's going to cause me to shift
Yeah.
and correct those things that are out of alignment.
Yeah.
We're not fooling nobody no more. Daddy is saying, come on up a little higher. We can't play with it no more because why? Judgment is coming to the house.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Judgment is coming to those who say, Lord, Lord. Elohim, Elohim. Yah, Yah. It should. Because the church taught us how to play games. A form of godliness. Taught us how to look the part. How to speak the part. So eloquently. But on the inside, we're ravaging wolves. Say correction.
Correction.
We want to be corrected. Because we want the best out of this life.
Yes.
When you have dealt with so many tragedies and loss and deaths, you begin to understand life is precious.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And you don't want to fool yourself by losing days and losing years. And then we be crying, redeem the time. Raise your hand. He wants to do that,
Yes.
but he wants to correct you.
Yes.
Will you let him?
Yes.
How about clean hands?
Yes.
How about pure heart? So we can see the power. It's in us. So the other, okay, we got confidence, we got got authority. There's a couple more. There's execution.
Yeah.
In other words, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
Say faith without works
Faith without works
is dead.
is dead.
You got to be the one to execute the word.
Yes.
Execute the prophecy.
Yeah.
Execution means carrying out or putting into effect a plan or course of action. We have to pick up our word.
Yeah.
We are the ones that have to study. Say, I got to study. I got to know the word.
I got to know the word.
I got to hide the word in my heart.
I got to have the word in my heart.
In James 2 it says, what do it profit, my brethren, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, depart in peace, be warmed and filled, but you do not give them the things which are needed for the body, what does it profit? Raise your hands. We can't be stingy in this hour. We got to have our hands open so more can come to us. We got to freely give so we can freely receive. Thus also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is what? Dead. But someone will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works.
Yeah.
Guess what's happening in this decade? In the shift, we're going to execute the word.
Yes.
We're going to put that word on.
Yes.
We're going to exercise the word.
Yeah.
Because the atmosphere knows if you know the word.
Yes.
Heaven knows if you know the word. Earth knows if you know the word. Demons know if you know the word. Touch yourself. Yourself know if you know the word. Many of us are empty of the word. Victory is going to come when we execute the word.
Yes.
In this decade, you got to know that word. No more perpetrating a good Christian. We got to be a son. We got to be a daughter. And guess what? It's not hard. Now, you know when you make that turn, you know, all your cousins and ex-boyfriends and girlfriends and people you used to hang out with, here they come. And you trying to make that shift. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you can make the shift. You have to tell them, say, hey, I'm making a shift for the better. I'm making a shift for the Father. I'm making a shift for my family. You can get with me, or you can get without me. It doesn't matter who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
We got to get feelings off of us. Come on, do this. Get it off. Get people off of you. You got to stop worrying what people are saying about you.
Yeah.
Because you can get stuck.
Yeah.
Get them off. Get them off. Forgive people. Let them go.
Yeah.
Let people know before you even do that, I already forgave you. Because when you have that attitude, can't nothing hurt you. Come on, touch your hearts. Say, Father,
Father,
everywhere
everywhere
I've been hurt,
I've been hurt,
heal me.
heal me,
And no longer
and no longer
will I give my power
will I give my power
or myself
or myself
or my mind
or my mind
or my body
or my body
to somebody
to
else
somebody
to trample over me.
to trample over me.
You gotta love yourself
Yes.
so much. If they go, go.
Yeah.
If they stay, stay.
Yeah.
But if they stay, it won't be toxic. If you stay, I'm gonna be your cheerleader, but I want some cheering too. I want to be encouraged too. If I'm giving, you gotta give too. Because if not, if you're the giver, in a minute you'll find yourself bankrupt.
Yeah.
Because you done gave and gave and gave and gave and ain't got nothing. And you need something. And you're not even around. Say shift.
Shift.
Say alignment.
Alignment.
Course correction.
Course correction.
There's going to be correction.
Yes.
You got to let the word be executed. Let it come alive. Don't come here and you all are so precious. Y'all come here every week and it tells me you're trying to press in this narrow place. And after a while, it don't hurt no more. You see them gymnastic girls? When they first started, it hurt.
Yeah.
They got tired. Their legs were hurting. Their back was hurting. And they kept it up because they had a coach, the cheerleader. Say it's in you. You can do it. Come on. But you got to stretch a little more. Come on. I know we've been practicing for an hour, but we got to increase it to 2 hours now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I understand, but now we got to take you all the way out of school because you got what it takes.
Yeah.
Now we got to practice 6 hours a day. After a while, it don't hurt no more. Because now you're becoming skillful.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're being molded and into your craft. We are the ones that execute the promise. If you're intercessor, be the best intercessor. If you're a prophet, you recognize that gift, that grace gift, guess what? Study and be the best.
Yeah.
Healing the sick, raise them hands every day and say, Father, heal them up.
Yeah.
Let me know when healing is to be released. Anybody that's around you that's saying something different concerning what the Most High has done, ease on down the road. It's ease on down. Don't you carry. Come on, ease on down. Ease on down the road. Say it's time to soar.
It's time to soar.
It's time to execute.
It's time to execute.
Execution is going to be very, very important. And the last one before we go. Judgment.
Yeah.
In this year 5780, judgment is going to be important. You need to judge who you around.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Who you hang with? Them folks say, baby, tell me who you hang with. I can tell you who you are. It's the truth. We don't have to get mixed up with the crowd. Because what I'm understanding is that the Most High usually takes you in a different direction.
Yeah.
He takes you against the grain. corrupts good behavior. But we got to change from the inside. Come on. Say, well, shut. That's all I attract. Yeah, they be cussing and fussing and they be doing all kinds of stuff, and that's what I attract. You got to check your inside. Come on, touch your lip. I get this same kind of girlfriend every time. I get this same kind of boyfriend. Come on. Come on. Check your inside. You got to start judging. And guess who's going to judge who first? Me. You're going to call a spade a spade. If you know you've been doing wrong, I've been doing wrong. I repent. I can't do it no more. I remember when I looked at X-rated movies and I got saved. And because I got radically saved. I mean, everything went out the door. And my husband was deceased. We were married 32 years, and he would get paid every 2 weeks, and he'd go get X-ray movies. And we would look at them. I wasn't saved, wasn't in nobody's church. I didn't know they were wrong. Guess what? Got saved. Got good and radically saved. And had 1,900 X-ray movies. And I'm sitting there looking at them. After I got saved, and I started crying. I started seeing things in the people. And I started saying, I believe that little girl. I believe she kidnapped. He said, what you talking about? I said, I think something's going on with her, and she's reinforcing this. He said, oh, man. I said, we got to cut it no more. He said, what? What's going on with you? I didn't watch it no more. He said, I'm going to the other room. I said, go. I got radically saved. And I couldn't watch him no more. And everywhere I went, they were pushing it. Because they knew we had the flicks. What new ones y'all done seen lately? Didn't know it was a sin. I was releasing stuff in my house over my children. Didn't know. And we were married, it was still wrong. I had to correct what he was showing me. Raise your hand. Say it's tight.
It's tight.
But it's right.
But it's right.
So we got to clean up.
Yeah.
Well, we messed up.
Yeah.
Start over again. Come on, y'all. Come on. Oh, I got to clean up. Woo! What I messed up. Oh, yeah. Start over again. You got to sing that to yourself.
Yeah.
I remember that was a song for me. But as I was singing it, I wasn't laughing. I was crying. Because I saw me. That I had to continue to clean up. So I can hear. Continue to clean up. So I can move forward. And whatever I did, I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it for my children. You got to do whatever you do for your children. If it's in the back, in the boot, in the corner, in the dark, and you're doing it, your children going to taste it. That's why you got to pray for a crop faith.
Yes. Yeah.
And say, Father, I done some stuff, and I don't need none of this stuff to grow. I didn't know what I was doing. I am sorry. You know what a good repentance is? you don't do it no more until the day Yahushua returns.
Yeah.
That's a good repentance. When you turn away from it and don't do it no more. And guess who you have to fight? Yourself. Your mind be like, oh, ain't nobody gonna see. Ain't nobody gonna know. Go ahead on. Say judgment.
Judgment.
Everything you do is a sin. You come here tonight as a sin. That's a good seed. Everything you do is a seed. Everything. Say everything.
Everything.
Everything. So we have to make the shift. Apostle, you have something? So what are we saying? 5780. We gotta make the shift. We do. Guess what? I found out the Father won't even do it for you. Now he allowed the enemy to come in to wreak all kind of havoc. But you have to have an understanding that I gotta get right. That's why all this stuff is happening. And then the minute you begin to move off with him, he sends help to help you out. But guess who has to make the first step? You do. Always. And guess what? Then you gotta keep stepping. You cannot stop and park. Cannot. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, you can't stop now. You can't stop. You gotta always grow. You gotta evaluate where you are, and when you evaluate, say, how am I growing? How am I doing? Not to beef up yourself, but to be honest with yourself. And do people still know how to punch that button? I told somebody the other day, I was on the phone with them. It was a relative, and I thought they didn't have that button no more. Somebody ran in front of them in the car, and she went forward. I said, I didn't know you still talk to yourself when people go down the street. You got road rage. And they don't even hear you. They don't. They gotta push your button. Stop letting people push your button. You can't do it no more. It's a setup. And then, if you let them push your button, guess what's going to happen? You flunked. You did not pass the test. So guess what? Different scene, different time, different person. Same test. I think that third or fourth test come around and say, you ain't going to get it yet. You're not getting me.
Peace and blessings, family. The year 5780. I pulled it up on 5780, and this is what 5780 means. That's what they mean, but we also know what it means. It said, the prophetic meaning of the Hebrew 5780 is all about seeing and saying kingdom legacy. While 10 years have been a time to see what the Most High want us to see. And the next decade will be about saying and speaking as Zion. This is the prophetic meaning of 5780. 5780 in the book of Ezra says that we have crossed over into the time of immortality. The things that you have done back then will not work in the things you are doing now. You're going to begin to see, because remember, everything that's around you is going to begin to come forth. And the spiritual nest that you have within you will be enlightened. You must understand this is about your spirit not being dormant no more. It's coming up and out. You may not understand it. You're going to start to waver, but if you start praying and believing and standing, a lot of times we want to put a pin in it. This is not going to be the time to put a pin in it. This is the time that you begin to go what he tells you to do. If he tell you to make, if you're going to hear the small, still voice as you're riding down the street, you're going to say, just make this right turn right here. And if you're obedient to the Ruach HaKodesh, he will lead you out of every harm, hurt, and danger that's set before you by that which has infiltrated us to be in a place called Lodabar. We're not in Lodabar tonight. So we have to think bigger and bigger than that. We're kings and queens. That's why we're dressing the part. Why? Because it's going to take a heck of a woman to dress queenly. It's going to take a heck of a man to dress like a king. Everybody would not be able to do that. Why? Because their mindset is programmed at a level that they don't want to surpass it. That is nothing but something that causes hindrances in the Ruach HaKodesh. Now it's time for us to raise up, to go into those levels. Yeah, you are that. You are dreaming bigger than that. You are greater than that. That everything is coming your way. Why? Because you are the children of the promise. And he remembers. All creation wants to render you. And I'm with my wife when she say, everything that you do is by faith. You want something, speak faith into it. Speak faith. Oh, I ain't never done that before. Oh, you know what? I want that over there. Oh, is he going to put faith in it? I declare and decree now. See, this is a time of declaring and decreeing in the earth realm. Why? Because this is not our home. We are the sealed ones of heaven. We are chosen ones of earth. We sealed. The seal has been broken. Now we're open into the things that the Most High has for us. This is why. This is our direction. This is what we need to do in order to occupy what the Most High is bringing. He is not going to come to the earth realm without giving you directions before you go. He'll never put you in a place where you're feeling uncomfortable. If you're feeling fear, it's the devil. He's entered in somewhere. You got to get him out of there, because inside of your spirit is supposed to be, you're supposed to live, you move, you have your being what? In the spirit realm, in him. So if you feel a fear, then fear has come into a place, and now you can't think clearly because fear is occupying that place where he wanted you to be free. And now when you come into this place, you want to shift. Why? Because you've been called from the beginning of time for this time right now. Because he could have took your mama and brought her here and took you back there. But no, he knew you would be the one to stand up here and declare and decree a thing. So it's time for us to stop taking little bitty steps. He's calling us. The spirit world is far greater than what we see here. The spirit world, there are angels waiting on our behalf right now. It's time for us to get in that place in the spirit realm. So when he talks to you, he's leading you, guiding you, and directing. It don't matter where you go. He said, if you make your bed in hell, there he is to lead you up out of there. The greatest portion that you need to know is that he made a promise with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he would not kill us. Count yourself worthy. See, now you're worthy. Now you can move. I challenge everybody to dress like a king and queen. Everybody. Why? Because it's going to change you. It's going to change you out from the old and bring you into the new. You go to call out looking for a car. Don't